Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. How y'all doing out there? As y'all jump on, drop your city and your state. If you are viewing this on a replay, just type in replay. Good morning, Tracy.
Also,
Good morning.
don't forget to like it and share it. You guys can share on YouTube as well, or from YouTube as well. So make sure you like and share, especially if you find some value in what we've been sharing. We're gonna go ahead and get started, yeah. Yeah, let's get started, man. My name's Eric.
And I'm D, y'all.
And this is the Blank Spot Academy. We come on every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time talking about business. I like that. I'm pointing at the screen. We just sent an email campaign out. So we got another marketing platform that we're using, on additional app that we're using. So yeah.
Morning,
so we
Jackie.
come on every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time talking business and finance. And today is no different. You good? Today's no different. We're going to be talking about and jumping right into getting started. So getting off to a good start. Getting off to a good start.
Yes.
If you are a business owner or if you're considering business, we know that things can be hard. Otis, thanks for jumping on out of Charlotte. We know that things can be challenging. We know that things can be difficult. Finding the right answers are the best answers. And I want everybody to consider this. Let's stop trying to find all the right answers and start looking for the best answers that's going to fit our mold.
You're not going to always find the right answers, guys. So, we got to look for the best ones.
Grand rising, everybody, as you popping in out of New Jersey.
Charlotte, New Jersey.
Yep. Alabama.
Good morning.
So we do this every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via YouTube. If you're not on our YouTube channel and you want to see what's going on, we don't have slides today, but we are going to be using a website, referencing a website. So if you're not on our YouTube, make sure you go back and join our YouTube channel. It's the Blank Spot, and you can watch a replay like Dee said. We decided to change up our background a little bit, guys. So we got our vinyl behind us. So
see that.
If you guys do vinyl, make sure you go to our website, theblankspot.com.
Check it out. It is amazing.
And if you want to be involved in our email campaigns, our email marketing to see what's going on, what's new, what's popping, what's happening, you can make sure you go to our email, go to our website and register for our newsletter, and or you can actually join our SMS marketing by going to our website. You'll also get a 10% off.
Incentive.
Yep, get 10% off your first time. So, yes. Dr. Craftology, what's going on? How you doing?
Hello.
Getting started, guys, can be very, very frustrating. And I want you to think about this. I just want you to consider this. How we view success is going to be the type of people that we associate with, and the people who we are connected to, how we view success. Your definition of success is going to define the type of personalities who you are attracted to and who you attract. Okay. In my opinion, success should not be measured by zeros. It should be measured by cents. And somebody will get that in a minute. Okay. Somebody get that in a minute. The storm, right? The storm is always going to come up.
It's coming.
But you have to be prepared.
Yeah.
Have to be prepared.
You got to be prepared, know how to handle that storm, because we all have them in our personal life, in our business. But you got to be ready for it. You got to know how to handle it and not give up.
So in no way are we experts. We get on here and we share our personal and our professional experiences with you in hopes that it's going to help you to alleviate the pitfalls, be able to go around some of the roadblocks and avoid some of these potholes. Because in South Carolina, there's a lot of potholes, and we want y'all to avoid these potholes.
Y'all might be able to relate to that a little bit. Yeah.
So once again, as you jump on, drop your city and state, like, share, and tag. This is the Blank Spot Academy, and we are getting started right now. So I'm going to share. I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah. So the topic this morning is getting off to a good start, right? So it is just now February, right? So we want to share some things with you, to kind of get you off on the right start, this year in your business. Okay. So Eric is going to share some tips with you guys.
People talk about
Shopify.
People talk about research, man. We was talking about that last night. We jumped on yesterday evening, and we talked about research.
Yep.
People don't know where to get started. Well, Google is a great tool.
Mm-hmm.
Not just Google. I'm gonna
Finding the right.
I'm gonna say not Google, but search engines.
Right.
Search engines are great tools to get started.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And from there, you got to learn how to decipher and to understand the information.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're seeing this on YouTube or Facebook, you see Shopify.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see Shopify.
Mm-hmm.
And Shopify is a platform that we use.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a nice resource.
It is a nice resource. Before we get started, I just want to ask a question. Who out there who's new to business? Like this is your first year in business. You're just starting your business. If you are very new to business, go ahead and drop a 1. Okay. And when I say new to business, when I'm talking about new to business, I'm talking about like this is your first year, in business, or you may have just started, within a couple of months. If you have, go ahead and drop a 1. Okay. So what we're talking about today is not going to pertain to everybody on these platforms, because many of you maybe have been in business, for longer than a year or 5, 10, 20 years. So this may not particularly pertain to you. So we just want to see, where our audience is coming from, how many newbies we have on here, because, here at the Blank Spot Academy, a lot of the information that we share is going to be geared toward newbies, right? So if you are a newbie in business, meaning that you just started your business, you're a baby in business, go ahead and drop a 1. Okay. I have a few 1s here on Tickety Talk. I have a 1 on YouTube. So go ahead, guys, drop your 1s if you are new to business, because this right here, you definitely want to tune in to see what we got for you guys this morning. Okay. Okay, we got a few 1s. All right. Anybody in here, you've been in business, but you kind of like you got to start over? If you got to start over, maybe revamp your business, you can also go ahead and drop a number 1. Okay. So if you're new to business and you need to or you maybe need to revamp, go ahead and drop a 1. And we're going to wait a little bit just to see where everybody is coming from. Okay. So we got quite a few 1s on TikTok. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay. We got 2 1s on YouTube. So yeah. All right. So what we're talking about this morning, guys, is getting off to a good start in your business, right? It is just now February. So we want to get you guys on a good start in your business. And so we're just trying to get a good feel of how many people on here are new to business this morning. All right. So we'll give it a little bit more time to see if anybody else is new, but we got quite a few.
Got some new people on here?
Yeah. Got
people
quite
new
a
to
few.
business?
Yeah. On TikTok, got quite a few. We got about 3 people on YouTube that's new.
Okay. So, oh man. So, resources.
Got another 1 on YouTube.
Lots of resources out here, and knowing where to go is probably the hardest thing to come up with, to understand.
Yeah.
Where do I go? What do I do?
Yeah.
How do I? What do I? I'm confused. I'm scared. I don't want to make the wrong decision. I don't want to make a choice. But I want you to think about this. You cannot be afraid to fail.
You cannot.
Failing, well, and I want you cannot be afraid to fall.
Right.
falling is a part of walking.
Right.
Falling is a part of learning how to walk.
Exactly.
Falling is a part of learning how to run.
Yeah. That means you gotta pick yourself back up.
Failing means that that's it, you're done. Mm-hmm. But you're gonna have some ups and downs.
Yep.
And that's just how it is. I mean, so I want you to think about your business. I want you to think about the profit in your business like you think about your paycheck on your job.
Yes.
That's how serious I want you to take this.
That's pretty good right there.
As serious as you take your paycheck on your job every 2 weeks, every week, every month, whatever, I want you to take your business as serious or even more serious because this is you. Yep. Okay. So let me look at these. We're gonna look at these.
Well, I look at it like this: you can't fire yourself.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, well, you can fire yourself. If you're gonna quit yourself, but you can't fire yourself. It's
a little bit different than the business,
So we're gonna start off with Shopify. Okay, we got a Shopify link up, and this is the website, and that's the website that we use. You got 2 Shopify websites.
Yes.
There's 2 Shopify websites, and one for her creative business and one for the blank spot. Yeah. So Shopify is a great resource. Mm-hmm. It's a great resource, and it gives a lot of great tips. That's why I like it. So it talks about 10 common small business mistakes to avoid. 10 common small business mistakes to avoid. And I think this matters for big businesses as well because small businesses don't have the ability to have the capital, the funding, the teams, that the big businesses, corporations have. Okay, so I'm gonna read this first paragraph. It says mistakes are often taboo in society. It says we're told to cover up mistakes or blame them on other people, doing everything we can to separate ourselves from the awful burden of doing something wrong. Okay. It says most people don't start business because they are afraid. They don't start business because they're afraid of making mistakes. But here's the secret. Business mistakes don't stop your momentum. They help you to figure out a better plan. Okay. They should help you to figure out a better plan, right? Now this works for an online store as well as a brick and mortar. But we know a lot of the people who we come into contact with are online business owners. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a great option. And there's some pros and some cons to both of them. Online, you can focus on online. But as a and that's a pro. But as a con, a brick and mortar, you gotta worry about, keeping up with the building, the overhead, the physical inventory, running out of space, things like that. And we've actually had some of those challenges since we've been open. So
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna move right along. I'm not gonna read that. I ain't worried about none of that. Blah blah blah. Go on here. Let's get started. So Grand Rising from Spokane.
From Washington.
All right. It's cold out there? Shit.
I'm sure it is.
It's warm in the south. It's warmer in the south.
Yeah.
It's 39?
We were 38, 39 this morning. So that's really cold for us here in South Carolina.
I don't like cold. So all businesses make mistakes. It's okay. Whether you're running a first or fifth business, prevention is the key. And prevention means planning. Proper planning leads to proper management. Okay. If you fail to plan, then ultimately you plan to fail. Have y'all ever heard that? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You see her? She talking about 66 in Florence.
You 60?
Man, I'm not even messing with you. I'm not messing with you. We'll be coming through soon enough.
We'll be there soon.
But they talk about some common mistakes that small business owners make and how you can avoid them. Now, this does not apply to everybody.
Everyone. Exactly.
Everybody's situation is different. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's situation is different, and I say that because when you think about it, when you look at it, you have to consider what type of platform you're on, what type of business model you're using.
Yes.
Everybody's going to be different, but some of these things are going to matter across the board. Okay, they're going to matter across the board. And if you feel like you're getting some value, make sure you share it. Make sure you like it. Make sure you follow. Okay. Now, the first thing is they talk about not writing a business plan. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here. Talk about not writing a business plan. Now we're not going to cover all of these because I don't want to make your thinking, your thought process murky. I don't want to add any type of negativity or any type of strife to your life.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about some things that we think that are important for new people.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But not writing a business plan, that's one of the mistakes that business owners make. And I think that business owners don't write business plans because they get intimidated.
They get intimidated, but guys, you have to think about it this way when it talks about a business plan, right? It's basically just a roadmap.
Yeah.
It's just a roadmap for your business to know where your business is going, right? It doesn't always have to be a particular, everybody thinks that a business plan has to be written out in a particular plan format or something like that.
So many pages. It doesn't have to be all those pages.
It doesn't have to particularly be that in that, detail, and of course it depends on what you are doing. But basically the business plan is just a roadmap for where your business is going or where your businesses could end up.
So for those of you who are on YouTube and YouTube and Facebook that are watching, when you hear me read, I'm going to leave out some words on purpose because I don't believe in some of them. However, we're going to keep on moving. Writing a business plan is an important part of creating a sustainable business and standing out from the other people who are doing what you're doing. I don't believe in competition. I don't believe in the competition. When we focus on the competition, we lose focus on our business.
On what you're doing for your business.
Okay, so you got to think about it. There are going to be people who are going to be doing what you're doing, but they're not going to be you.
Right.
They're not going to be you. So that's something to consider. A strategic business plan creates momentum. Mm-hmm. That basically means because you have a clear opportunity. You've researched.
It gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah. You got an idea. It's been researched. You got an idea. You know which best way to proceed. Hopefully you bounced that idea off of somebody.
Right.
Other than me, myself, and I. Mm-hmm. That's one of the other issues that we have. But you have a clear and researched idea. You are in the best position to succeed. Mm-hmm. Now, running a small business is challenging enough as it is, but you want to give yourself every advantage that you can. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people don't write business plans because they're afraid they don't know where to get started. But there's lots of free business plan apps out there.
Yeah, it's that whole intimidation thing, because I remember when I was trying to write a business plan one day and they talk about the market analysis and all that stuff. Yeah. And man,
that was in the beginning, right?
I didn't know where to even get that information from, but there's places that you can help you with this, mm-hmm. If you decide to go that route. But don't get intimidated. It's just a roadmap for your business.
But understanding these things, right? You got to understand your business model. Mm-hmm. What is your business model? And also your customers. Who are you catering to?
Yeah.
If your business model is business to business, if your business model is business to customers, if your business model is customer to customer, meaning like peer to peer, mm-hmm. What is your business model? And then also you want to have a mission statement, because a mission statement, when things get hard, that mission statement gonna reel you back on in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That mission statement is like that motivation. Mm-hmm.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What's your purpose?
What's your purpose?
So that's pretty much it. I mean, you can go on Shopify and you can actually look this up as well on Shopify. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna move right on, okay? They talk about free business plan templates.
Yeah, there's a lot of different templates out there that you can use if you want to go ahead and get this done.
So Grand Rising on Creations by Joanna, thank you. Appreciate you for coming on. Also, Aisha, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. So the next one. We'll go to the next one.
So basically, number 2, not focusing on cash flow and profits, right? It says one financial mistake entrepreneurs make is not paying attention to cash flow and profit margins. Ooh. We see that a lot. You first off have to understand the differences. Okay, now it says if you ask any seasoned entrepreneur what is the most important skill in running a business, they'll say it's math.
Hold on. How many people we run into every day that say, I'm not good with numbers?
All day long.
You robbing yourself.
They will say that their problem is math, right?
You robbing yourself. You better get a calculator.
And then it goes on to say many entrepreneurs start their business as a hobby and don't pay as much attention to the numbers as they should. right? And when they talk about the numbers, they're talking about, okay, what's your overhead, versus, your profit and things like that. We're out here selling all these different things, but we don't even know how much it costs to make it. Okay. If you don't know how much it costs to make it, then you don't know what your profit margin is, right? So that's a real big mistake. And we see that often every day because, you don't know the numbers.
Stop overthinking the process. It's really simple.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And I think a lot of business owners new to business. Hey, Aquisha, thanks for jumping on. I think a lot of people who are new to business, they slide over the same mindset that they had when they were only customers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay for that, or I would want to charge this, or I would want to pay. It's business now. You're on the other side of the town.
Yep.
So that's something to think about.
And you definitely have to know these numbers. If you don't know these numbers, then you're gonna run yourself out of business.
So they got an easy little formula right here, and I see Aisha saying phones, all phones have calculators. Yeah, even the little flip phones, they got calculators.
They got calculators.
But it says the business math works very simply, and there's a real quick, easy equation. It says profit equals demand times revenue minus expenses. Bottom line is your profit equals how much people want your stuff minus revenue. Revenue is the money that's coming in. So as a job, as you work a job, you get income. But a business's income is called revenue. So how much money your business is making minus the business's expenses. So that's your numbers.
That's gonna equal your profit.
And you want to think about it. So there's a lot of expenses out there, a lot of them, and they even give a link that they did their research. But if you go on this website, you can actually see this. They give a lot of different information and a lot of different things that go on. But I want to make this clear. And they have other resources down here. They talk about bookkeeping. They're talking about look at past revenue, Entrepreneur's Guide to Small Business Finance, how to do budgeting for small businesses. But I want you to think about this. This is what I want you to think about. If you don't think about anything else, I want you to think about this. And when you hear it, it may make sense. It may make sense. If you take your business's finances seriously, okay? If you take your business's finances seriously, your business will grow and it will flourish. If you're just getting on, I made a comment earlier. I said, the way we are geared to think about what success looks like, we put a number and then we put a bunch of zeros behind it. And that's a lot of our idea and understanding of what success is measured in dollars. But I believe that as a business owner, success should be measured in cents. And I'm not talking about CENTS. I'm talking about common sense, thinkable things. When we only focus on the dollar, we have to understand. That our business may not be making a lot of money or as much money as we want to, but building a sustainable, profitable business, self-sustaining business is going to be the key and the way to function. Okay?
Absolutely.
So we talked about this before. We talked about it several times. Talk about that overhead of that 6 or 7 figure business that people said that they make. And they're telling you about the money that they're making. But
y'all know, we see it all the time. We scroll in these social media platforms and, we see these people, they're showing their back office and, oh, I made $1 million sale. I made $1 million today. You know what I'm saying? Or this, that, and the other. Okay, yeah, you may have, but what expenses do you have? Right. If you made $1 million, right, but your expenses is $999,000. You didn't make anything really because you had to deduct everything that you spent, right? So we can't be so quick to look at all of that thinking that, oh, that is realistic. It's not realistic, guys. So that's why you really do have to know how to calculate these different things, when you're dealing with business. Because if you don't, you're always going to say that, oh, my business is not making money. Well, you don't know what your business is doing because you don't know your numbers.
You got to know your numbers.
And I mean, I know when I first started my creative craft business, almost eight years ago, I didn't do any of that stuff, guys. I'd just go buy stuff, make something here, make something there. Didn't know anything about, okay, what profit I made. I was just glad to sell a shirt.
I was tracking numbers.
Right. I was just glad to sell a shirt.
I say you need to go up on the prices.
I was just glad. Oh, I made a shirt. I sold a shirt. Didn't know that the only profit I made was $1.
And
you know what I'm saying? I was just so happy just to sell a shirt.
It's funny because even as I told her, even as we would have this conversation, it would get kind of steamed, right? Because in her mind, her focus was getting customers and making sales.
Yeah.
My focus was getting her to understand the numbers and the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
So even though, and this is not a knock on you or anybody that's gone to school, even though she went to school for business, even though she's got a business degree, even though she's got a master's in business, that had no bearing on real world, thought process. Because I knew that we had to keep on buying in order to keep on making these sales.
Exactly.
So this is what I started talking to her about. We were talking about, okay, I understand you sold this, but what's the profit? How much did you pay for these shirts? How much you pay for the product?
I made a sale. Hey, but Jay, I was like, shoot, okay, I made a sale. I sold this t-shirt.
He cared. Yeah, he was looking at the numbers. I made a
sale. Did you make a sale?
Nah,
I sold this t-shirt.
Yeah, I ain't making a sale. You're right. But
I was just so happy.
That's the mindset, though.
But I had to learn, man. I had to learn. At that time, I was just buying different things and buying. And man, I was so what they call upside down.
Yeah. Upside
down, negative, all that stuff in my business. But I learned.
So we got another one right here. It's my turn. Your turn.
It's your turn. I did number 2.
How many of y'all ran y'all's business idea by a trusted source?
Anyone?
Drop a number 2. If before you started business and you had an idea, you ran it by somebody that you trusted to give you a honest answer. Drop a number 2. You got an idea to start a business, and you got that idea and you ran that idea by somebody. Drop a number 2 if you did that. Or you just went on out there and said, I'm gonna do this. Okay. I got a number 2 over here. Got some 2s over here. Okay. Got a 2 over there on the other side.
Okay.
And if you did not do that with somebody, share it with somebody who can give you an honest opinion, then you may want to still consider doing that. Because here's the thing. When we don't validate our business ideas, people get upset when you tell them you got a dumb idea. So I'm not going to say you got a dumb idea.
Right.
What I'm going to say is, did you think about it?
Yeah.
How much did you think about it?
And sometimes that constructive criticism is what we need in our business. We talked about that, last night. Run it by somebody, get some feedback, especially if maybe you see that your business is not, going the way that you thought. Run it by somebody and get some feedback, get some constructive criticism. They might tell you, oh, that's ugly, this, that, and the other, but you got to take it with a grain of salt. You got to have that thick skin, right?
I'm never talking to you again. I'm never talking to you again.
My shirt was ugly.
Yeah. Well,
take it with some thick skin, guys, and let that propel you to the next level.
So, Grand Rising, Shannon, thank you. We appreciate it. Drop your city and state, please, and thank you. And also, guys, don't stop double tapping over there. And also, guys, over here on the Facebook and YouTube side, don't forget to share this content if you find it some value. Not validating your business idea. That's another mistake that a lot of people make. Not validating the idea. One of the biggest mistakes you can make when starting a new business is not doing market research. We talked about this last night.
We talked about it.
We talked about doing research last night. We did.
And listen, we continue. Listen, y'all, when we first opened up the Blank Spot, we did our research in the area. What that meant? That meant we visited. We went and visited different places that was, so-called doing, what we wanted to do.
She said so-called.
Okay. We like when we decided we was gonna do the vinyl, we visit places.
Yeah, we still do. We just visited somebody.
We just went
we went to a business owner's shop last Saturday or something.
So we always, you're gonna continue to do market research because you want to see what's going on around you. Especially if you're trapped in your bubble. Yes. If you're inside your bubble and you don't have trusted advisors that are coming to you saying, hey, you know what? This is what the streets are saying. The streets have been talking. This is what they're saying. Yeah. It's going to make a difference. But think about this. When the word research is so vague for some people, but you want to do your market research. What is selling out there? What is being desired? What are the customers calling for? You want to learn about the competition. That's that word again. You want to learn about what other people who are doing in your lane. Yeah. Okay. And also understand how you can differentiate yourself from them. How can you, what makes you different? Why should you shop with the blank spot? What makes us different from everybody else? Yeah, from everybody else we may all have the same products. We may have all the same great products, great quality service, great customer service. I think that one of the things that differentiates us from other business owners that are doing things similar to us is that we share this information. Yeah, we want to educate you. We don't want y'all to just come in and buy stuff. We want to be able to educate you on how to keep the money from, from your sales, from what you're buying from us, right? Because if you don't keep the money, now you can't come back and you can't purchase from us anymore. Yeah, if you're building a legacy. So we want to educate you. A legacy is going to take money. And I'm going to tell y'all something, right? Whether you know it or not, whatever you decide to do, you're building a legacy. Yeah. It just depends on what type of legacy you're going to leave. You're leaving a legacy, I promise you. Okay. So what other people are doing that you're doing? They're carrying the same products, whatever the case may be. Even as you go to larger platforms or larger businesses like the Wally Worlds and the Amazings and the Tarjets and the Michelles and I'm misnaming them for a reason. Y'all know exactly what he said. He said Michelles and the Hobie Lobies. The Hobie Lobies. You know what I'm saying? When you go and see, because the Michelles out there, those stores, they started late. In our field, in our lane, with what we're doing, yes. Yeah, they started late. They started really late. They jumped in late. Seemed like they would have been in it already. But says sometimes entrepreneurs drive into a niche market without determining if it's a good fit or not. So if you do not understand the definition of niche, Niche, if you do not understand the definition of niche, drop a number 3. If you do not understand the definition of niche, drop a number 3. It's important because there are niches inside of niches. Okay? This is important. This is very important because you hear a lot of people talking about niche down. We talk about getting good at one thing. Shawty D, thanks for jumping on. Drop your city and state, please, and thank you. A lot of people talk about niching down, but we talk about using what you know, getting good at one thing and learning a lot of other things to improve your portfolio. But if you don't understand the term niche, I need you to look it up. Well, we most definitely have some puff vinyl. You can definitely order it. Okay, you can go to the blankspot.com and go to the vinyl collection, and you can order that vinyl. Grand Rising, Miss Janelle. Let me see. She said, "Great idea. You guys are Inspector Gadgets." Yeah, but we Inspector Gadgets. We be looking. So you got to think about that. Okay. So now, moving right along, here's some things that you can do to understand how the market works. So you don't understand niche. So I want you to go and I want you to look up the definition of niche. And it's basically, I paraphrase, it's basically something specific, a specific product or specific service in that market. Okay. We specialize in crafting material, specifically sublimation blanks and now vinyl. Okay. So for a while we were
specifically sublimation blanks.
Yep.
Our niche was providing sublimation blanks to people who were doing sublimation.
Yes.
However, we quickly, and to some people may say it took a long time, but it hadn't been 2 years yet.
Yeah.
We quickly pivoted.
Yeah.
Because we listened.
We listened to.
We did research.
Our customers. We did some research, and it was just time.
We decided
for us to pivot.
We even went online to our vendors to see if we could provide vinyl.
Yeah.
And we decided to go with this company because for a lot of good reasons.
Yeah.
But this is what we decided. So niching down is good, but I think creating an opportunity to do a lot of different things to make yourself valuable is even better. So learn one thing at a time, get good at it, and then try to add something else to your portfolio.
Yeah.
Online reviews. You can do surveys. We talked about that. Social engagement. It talks about blogging habits, press coverage. That may not be you, but blogging habits, yes. Social engagement, yes. Online reviews, search engine optimization, SEO rankings.
That's a good one right there.
But you want to make sure that you do some of these things to add value to your business. Once again, I said this last night. If you don't have time to build a business, then don't try. Because
this is definitely going to take time to get your business out there. So you have to make time for it.
Let's see. Oh, this is a good one right here.
So this one right here says spreading yourself thin with products, right? It says a big mistake new business owners make is selling too many products.
I'm going to say this on the end. Too soon.
Selling too many products. Eric said too soon. Sometimes if one product doesn't sell well, owners will add more products to their store to attract potential customers. This does not always help, okay? And this is just an example. It says, say you have a store that sells eco-friendly recyclable bags, but no one buys them. So you add more eco-friendly products to your from your supplier. Eventually, you have a whole medley of products with no relation to, with no relation besides being eco-friendly.
People don't want them.
They don't want it.
Yeah,
right?
And that goes back to paying attention to what the market is saying.
Yeah.
That goes back to doing your market research and your market analysis. This is new to a lot of people because we slide from the workforce into the business ownership force, and we say, hey, you know what? That is what I want to do. But
yeah, and I think this also goes into where it talks about spreading yourself thin with products. Y'all know, as crafters, there's always a different process. I tell you, every week is gonna be something different, something new. And so, we thinking, oh, okay, well, this is not selling. Oh, look, there's this new thing. Let's go ahead and add it. By the time in your 6 month of business, now you got 500,000 different things that you're doing.
And ain't none of them selling. And you're steadily going deeper in
debt. And
you're
steadily adding all these different things, but you don't have not one thing that's doing well, right? So that's basically what it's talking about.
Let me ask you a question. I'm looking at what Aisha said. She said, I couldn't imagine selling the things you sell now when you started. Of course, that's growth. I would have confused everyone and me. And it took time for people to accept you, what you were doing, and then build that relationship with your customers. Grand Rising, Trice Family Kitchen, Grand Rising, Coupon Diva, Grand Rising. Do us a favor, drop y'all city and state, please and thank you.
Yes.
Please and thank you. So now, let me ask you a question. Is it possible that my product is a good product and that there is a demand, but I didn't leave it out there on the shelf long enough?
Yeah.
Is it possible that
because maybe people just didn't know?
Maybe I didn't market correctly.
You didn't market correctly. Maybe people didn't know how your particular product was different from everybody else's that was out there. You only marketed for a month, and then you say, "Hey, I didn't get any sales, so let's move on to this next thing." You have to give things time. You don't give it time, then you don't know
how well
it's going to do. I think it was said that people have to see something like 7 times or something like that.
7 times before they make a decision.
And we see it all the time, right? We see, people watching on here. You watching and you watching and you watching, and then now, you're making a purchase. After you've watched us for say a month or so. So if you don't have your things out there long enough, then people they don't see it enough to make that decision.
Grand Rising, Miss S. Michelle. Appreciate you for jumping on. Drop your city and state. Let them know where you're tuning in from. Also, let them know where you're from.
Good morning.
And then shop. Let me see. I'm gonna mess it up. So shop. Drop your city and state. Let me know where you're tuning from. I'm usually pretty good with the business names. I'm usually pretty good.
Greensboro.
But so here's what I do know. Rome wasn't built in a day. Y'all ever heard that expression? Rome wasn't built in a day. It wasn't built in a day, and because it wasn't built in a day, we oftentimes are in a hurry to see a return on our investment. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
A return on our investment.
Yeah.
A return on our
investment. We give up too quick.
I know the last part is rebel.
Somebody say Louisiana. What
that's
part?
That's Miss S. That's Miss Sheena.
Oh, hey Sheena.
Yeah.
Hey Sheena, girl.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Michelle. Yeah.
Hey Sheena.
So we want that return on our investment right away.
Yeah.
So you got to ask yourself: are you in a hurry to make a profit? Are you in a hurry? Are you wanting to build a business?
Sustainable business.
Yes. Yeah. Because being in a hurry means you're gonna have to do some things over again.
Oh yeah.
Milwaukee, what's up?
Oh yeah.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Definitely.
So we're talking about some things that business owners should avoid. And we just doing number 4 right now. Spreading yourself too thin with products.
With too many products. Yeah.
Recent. Okay, products. I got you. Well, having a lot of products, like you said, one thing doesn't sell, and then you put something else that's similar to that thing, and that don't sell. And like you said, next thing you know, you got a lot of stuff on your shelf that's not moving.
Yeah.
A lot of times that happens because people are emotionally attached to those products.
It's something that you like, or that that you don't even know if your customer like it. You know that you like it, so you go and you get it and you put it out there, but they really don't like it.
And you don't know your customer don't like it because you didn't do your research.
Right.
Then you didn't do your research. So let's see. I'll tell you what. I ain't gonna do that one because people are not ready to pay for marketing. It said about investing in organic marketing. This one right here, I like this one. Not thinking freebies and contests through. How many people just getting started in business and they want to slap a free contest? I'm gonna give away
everything away.
And you're not even in a position to give a discount, let alone give something away. I want y'all to think about this. When you're new to business, and there was a gentleman next door. There was a gentleman next door when we were at work Saturday. He asked, he said, so y'all own the shop next door? I said, yeah, we own the shop next door. He said, so I need to get some shirts done. I said, okay. I said, cool. I said, how many shirts do you need? Had a little conversation. And he said he needed 10 shirts, some with the logo on, blah, 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 whatever. So he said, well, what can you do for me? Black guy, what can you do for me? He said, can you give me something? I said, well,
can you give me something?
Can you give me something?
I know how we be.
I can give you these shirts.
Can you give me?
I can give you these 10 shirts.
What can you do for me?
For the low price of what they valued at. You know what I'm saying? Well,
can you hook me? What can you do?
Here's the thing, man. A lot of people are going to look for a discount where there is none. Smaller businesses, many smaller businesses, especially if they starting off.
But tell him what you said though at the end. You told me what told him.
He said, we both black, man. I said, yeah, we're a small business. I said, we try to stay in business. We're a black business that's trying to stay in business. So, you can miss me with that. But it's just funny because we look at, if I give you something for free, then you're going to end up coming back.
Yep. Hook a brother up. Hook a sister up. Yep. You're right.
when you start giving your products away for free,
yeah,
then you messing with your profit.
Yeah. And I mean, it's okay to give, samples, but you have to be really strategic with it. And yes, you can write those samples off, right? But you got to be strategic with it, right? You don't want to spend all of your money, all of your profit on just that.
So anybody out there doing skincare or makeup or hand sanitizer, lotions or something like that, anybody doing that? Because it says right here, freebies could work on perishable or consumable products.
Yeah.
Food, skincare, things like that.
Yeah.
But for products like what we're doing, they may not work as well.
Yeah.
So you got to pace yourself. We have 100 pack of paper.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is for all of our new customers, if they get the right package, if they get the right package, they order a small box. We're not going to send an extra package in there for paper. But if they get the right package, then we're going to send them 2 sample sheets of our paper.
Yeah.
Now, over the last 21 months, we have probably sent out about
a lot.
I want to say probably about 25, maybe 30, 100 packs of paper. That's 3,000 sheets of paper.
Yeah.
3,000 sheets of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 30 packs times the retail of what the paper is going for is what we actually writing off.
Yeah.
But we have done that in hopes to get our paper out there, and we have gotten some sales from that.
Yeah.
So just think about that.
Yeah.
If it's something that's perishable, it may make more sense.
Be strategic.
Yeah, be strategic. All right.
About those samples and stuff.
Let me see. For every discount / hookup, they owe me a well-lit video shout out. I can repost off. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, Pink Gator. Here's the thing. This is the one thing, and I'm glad you said it. This is the one thing that a lot of smaller businesses don't do, or customers that shop from big businesses in small spaces.
Yeah.
What they don't do is they don't talk about, hey, I got this from this store.
Right.
But if it's jacked up, they're gonna tell.
Oh, man. Oh, they're gonna do a review real quick if it's jacked up, you know.
So that's
I just look at a lot of times on social media, you'll see somebody talk about, oh, I just watched this show, or I just watched that show.
I went to that restaurant.
Or I went to this restaurant. Y'all should try it. But when it comes to like smaller businesses and stuff like that, you don't really shout it out like that. And we should be doing that. Just how we're talking about that show or that restaurant, we should be talking about smaller businesses the same way.
And I mean, if you guys are doing freebies, if you're doing giveaways, if you're doing little gifts that's not hurting your business, I mean, do what you want. This is your business. Yeah. We're not telling you what to do. Mm-hmm. These are just recommendations that actually hurt a lot of small businesses in the beginning because they're looking to get sales. They're looking to get some type of traction and some leverage. Mm-hmm. So if you're doing what you're doing is working and it's not hurting you, make sure you write those samples off, though.
Yeah, write them off. And then, I don't know, maybe have some type of way to know if that's working. You know what I'm saying?
You got to know. You got to know what your return on your investment is.
You got to know what your return is on that. So
let me see. Otis says my focus is on T-shirts, but I'm getting a lot of orders for tumblers. Should I stay with both or just one? Well, Otis, I'm gonna ask you a question. Are you good at tumblers? Are you good at tumblers? Because if you're good at tumblers, if you're good at T-shirts and they're requesting T-shirts, you're focusing on T-shirts, but they're asking for tumblers. You know what, brother? You got to give the people what they want.
Yeah. Not saying that you can't continue to do T-shirts, but hey, maybe add the tumblers.
Yeah. So definitely
do a T-shirt and tumbler bundle.
Well, let me stop.
Or,
are we talking about sublimation? Are we talking about blinged out, epoxy, time consuming, drag out the wall, glitter me up, bling me out? Are we talking about that?
Drag out the wall.
Grand Rising Glam.
But yeah, depending on what it is, Otis, you can maybe do like a T-shirt. You can maybe focus on do like a T-shirt and tumbler bundle or something. You know,
or
you like doing both.
T-shirt, tumbler, T-shirt, a tumbler keychain. Something small.
Something bundle.
Let me see. Bank says I'm about to print a shirt and a tote bag for a customer right now. She claims to want 100 shirts. She claims to want 100. So you're doing one right now.
You're doing a sample for them.
They probably got one order right now.
Okay.
And that'd be great, But claims, I like the word claims because you know what? Until that check clears
is paid.
So what I would do, since you asked, Since you asked,
pick your battles, with
Yeah.
with the epoxy, because that can be
time
consuming
and costly.
So of course, pick your battles when it comes to that.
Yeah, they want epoxy, they're gonna pay for it. Too many people.
Make sure you pricing it right based on your production.
Yes, it's too many people out there who are in business, and I know you may have been in business for a while. You may be comfortable with your craft, what you're doing, your process, but you're still working for minimum wage. We talk about that before, but you got to get yourself in a position to not work for minimum wage. Make it make sense. I can do. We can push out 10 sublimation tumblers to your one epoxy. Matter of fact, I can push out 50.
So
I can push out 50 or 100.
So you want to make sure it's priced right, based off the amount of time that it's taking you to do that.
Yeah, say if they want to blinged out epoxy one, say, you know what, I don't offer that, but I can do a sublimation. Mm-hmm. So you give them an option, right? Give them an option, but not really a choice. Here you go. We're gonna do this one here. We're gonna work with it, but think about what it's saying, because people want to do everything on their own. Yeah.
So basically, this next one, it says not hiring or bringing on help. So doing it alone is the main school of thought for many entrepreneurs, right? And I'm just gonna kind of leave it right there. Sometimes it may take us to bring on some help or to outsource a job, especially if you are a one person, one man, one woman show, right? So don't always think about, okay, I have to do all of this by myself. Say, for instance, you get a t-shirt order for 100 shirts, right? And it's all, they want black shirts, but you basically, you do vinyl, but you kind of went into sublimation, right? So why not outsource and get maybe some screen print transfers?
Yeah.
Outsource it. That way, all you're doing is pressing it on the shirt. So don't be afraid to get some help, outsource, different things.
And just think about it. When she says outsource, don't think of it as you're losing the money. Think of it as you're gaining time.
Right.
Don't think of it as you losing money. Think of it as you're gaining time. Because we got to understand that if we do all the work to get all the profit, we did all the work.
We did all the work. And you're tired, you don't have time to do anything else because you've done it all.
You missed out on jobs.
You could getting another job while you're waiting on that to come in, so you just pressing it, you could be doing another job. So think about that. It's not always, you don't have to do everything.
Yeah, you do.
Yourself.
Bootstrap. I did it all by myself.
You don't.
I did it all by myself. I ain't had no help.
You don't have to do everything by
yourself.
I
did it all by myself. I did it by myself. I'm the only one. You don't want to do that. That's not good.
Yeah, so just keep that in the back of your mind, when you're doing different things. Hey, how can I, if I get this 100 t-shirt order, how can I, help myself?
Or 200 or 500.
It's
possible. It's out there. The work is out there. The work is out there.
Now you will have to do some research to see what companies you can deal with.
Yeah.
That may be something that you can research while on your downtime.
And remember, this is for people who are new. These ain't for these not for the people who are
comfortable. These not for the pros
who are comfortable in their skin.
Yeah.
These are people who are just getting started. They may get some traction, and they start spazzing out because they can't fulfill that order. Yeah. Aisha dropped the atom bomb. She said, "People price to sell, not to profit." Where you get that from? Was that original? Tell me. I'm giving you a high five anyway.
Actually, that was me. I was just glad to sell that shirt. Yes, I made a sale. I made 50-cent profit, but I was glad I sold that shirt, boy. I was glad, y'all.
Yeah, I had to work with it, y'all. I had to work with it. It was a time.
I was glad.
It was a time.
I was too excited.
It was a time.
And here come Eric.
Here come Eric. Asking these silly questions, like how much did that cost? How much did you make off of it? The silly question. I was just deflating her. I was just deflating her.
Just busting my bubble. Oh, you made a sale?
Yeah. Well, how much?
What was the profit?
It wasn't profit. Shoot, this ain't charity. You know what I'm saying? This is how we plan on eating, man. We plan on eating like this. We don't plan on doing this for fun. We want to have fun while doing it.
Yeah.
But we don't plan on doing this for fun. Let's go ahead and move on.
So we got a couple more, and then we're gonna be done with this thing. I hope y'all get some value out of this. Hope y'all are getting some value.
We talked about this already, knowing your target audience. I'm not going to beat this in the ground. If you don't know who you're selling to, if you don't know who's going to buy from you, if you don't know, if you haven't created your customer avatar, if you don't know who your specific people are, then you ain't going to sell nothing. Bottom line up front. Right there. Same thing. I have a solid marketing plan. How you going to let people know your business? Right.
So, okay. So you have to let people know that you're there, right? So depending on the type of platform that you're using, you know, you may have to market, you know, more than from one platform more than the other, right? So for instance, you have I don't know, one of these marketplace. You got all your stuff on one of these marketplaces.
Etsy. Well, I'm getting tired of hearing about Etsy.
On these marketplaces, you know, people know to go there for pretty much everything crafty wise,
they
right?
Get mad at me.
But if you just have just a website, how do people know that your website exists? It does not know it exists unless you let people know that it exists. So that means you have to market it. You have to post, right? And what I find is that a lot of business owners don't post enough or have a plan to get your product out there. So you're posting maybe once a month or once a week, right? So so you have to have a way of getting it out there so that people know that you know about what you have, right? Because people think they just get a website and people just gonna find your website. No, they are not just gonna find your website like these marketplaces because they don't know it exists.
Yes, all right, got it. Etsy is a great starting point.
It is.
Okay, it's a great starting point, but people die there.
Right.
And I crack jokes, and people sometimes take me as downing what they're doing. Listen, if you want to shop on Etsy forever, that's cool. Be careful, because what happens is on these platforms, and I'm not a specialist.
Yeah.
I'm not a specialist. I get it. That's a good starting place.
It is.
However, if you're going to grow your business, you got to have a separate spot for people to come.
To drive people to.
Because what happens on these marketplaces, Amazon included, because we have an Amazon store, we have an Etsy store, we have a blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
What happens is on those platforms, they're going to say, you can also find
recommendations.
Yeah.
And then
so you're right. It's a great
specific thing the specific thing that you're looking for at the bottom of it is going to say, oh, well, you can also, this person is also selling it. This person is also selling it. And if you see that item looks better from that other person, guess what? They're going to click on that other person.
So this is what makes Etsy not so great, what you're selling. I'm going to leave it like that. Because Etsy was not created. Etsy was created for handmade original things.
And then they changed it up a little bit.
Etsy, they changed up because they saw people was bringing money. They saw money. So now people started selling sublimation blanks on Etsy. People start selling, different things that are not handcrafted and handmade. So if you're selling handcrafted things on Etsy and it's a one-of-a-kind original, that's a great, awesome place to start.
Because you may not see many people that have that same thing. They're not going to suggest that same thing at the bottom, right? That's the issue that I have with it. I want you to look at what I have, not what someone else has.
And once again, this conversation is not for people who think they already know.
Yeah.
Or we attract new people to business. Mm-hmm. We attract new people to business, and we want to give you thought-provoking things to think about. I say things that people may not agree with, or it may come off as this is the final. I'm just giving recommendations and suggestions.
I'm not saying what we see.
Yeah, I ain't saying Etsy is bad. I'm not saying Etsy is wrong. I'm not saying Etsy is not a good place.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that when we start something, we get comfortable. Why do people start at Etsy? Because they heard about Etsy. You don't
have to really, and you really don't have to do a whole lot of marketing because people know to go there.
Yeah.
With your website, you have to drive people there.
And that's another huge issue and concern.
Yeah.
So for business owners who are looking to listen, how can I put this? You can make lots of money on any platform. You can make lots of money on any platform.
Yes.
lots of money on any platform. What we're doing is what a lot of people ain't. What we're doing right now is what a lot of people are not doing. And a lot of people won't do. And I can't stress this enough. We're doing things that Dee has an Etsy shop right now. She sells things on Etsy. She's very specific on what she offers on Etsy. So I'm not saying Etsy is bad, or any marketplace for that matter. But you have to be careful. You have to be careful when you put your things on those platforms. We talked about that last night as well. That when they put things on there that are not, it's just moving on.
Yeah. All right. So we got one more to do, right?
That's it. That's gonna be it. So,
all right.
Suggestions, recommendations is all we are doing. We're not the know all, do all, end all. We're not the know all, do all, end all. However, what I will tell you, for people who are new, look at your budget.
Yep.
Look at your time. Look at where you're going to start and ask yourself where you want to end up. Everybody doesn't have the same desires, the same goals, and the same dreams. I wish many people would have been on last night, because when we talked about the research and how to do the research, and we talked about branding, and we talked about what that actually meant as far as branding a shirt or a product versus branding your business. If we decided to do a product line and branded a product line as we're doing, that's one product, but we're ultimately branding our entire business. So you have to think about, where is it that you want to be and where is it that you want to go. Be careful where you get your information from.
Yeah.
To include here. Everything that we said today is not going to be for everyone.
Verify.
Everything that we said today is not going to be for everyone. It doesn't fit everybody's situation. I wish when I was in the military, someone had shared a lot of these things with me when I actually departed. I would have been in a better situation, business-wise and financially. Success is also relative to everyone. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know why? Because everybody don't want to be successful.
Yeah. Everybody has their own idea.
Everybody don't want to be
what that is.
Everybody don't want to be successful because success is scary. Success is scary. Success means that
it's definitely scary now.
I gotta keep that certain status and grow to something more. When we left the military, we left in a financial situation that we were not educated financially, and we definitely weren't educated on business. But the whole idea is that in the military, it showed me, and on your corporate job, it showed us about leadership and building. And I just wish that people would get out of their own ways and think outside of the box. And we hear sometimes one thing and we focus on one thing. We hear one thing, we focus on one thing. But I challenge you to look at things from a whole focal point and whole perspective. What does success mean to you? And are you willing to get that success? As I stated earlier, some people look at success in the form of zeros. And the ones that are looking at success in the form of zeros, they are attracted to charlatans. If you don't know what that means, go look it up.
A charlatan.
They're attracted to charlatans and fast talkers and non-builders and overnight success producers. And people are saying, hey, you can do this in one quick swoop, because we're looking at success in zeros. We're looking at success in zeros. What somebody thinks success is, that is what their idea of it is.
Absolutely.
Success does not end up with zero. Success ends up with cents. Because you can build a successful business without making a six-figure income in your business. You can build a six-figure business, a successful business without being somebody who's lived in poverty, lived paycheck to paycheck, and was making under $20,000 a year,
Mhm.
and they now make $30,000 a year, they feel that
That's
they're
their
successful.
success. That's their success.
You know,
Yeah.
But one thing for sure, if you look at what you're doing and why you're doing it, I will never compare what I believe success is to what you believe success is.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own idea and their own understanding.
Mm-hmm.
One thing you have to be sure of, be mindful of, is when you're out there looking for answers. When you're looking for answers and you're looking for solutions, you have to know who you're dealing with and who you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the people who are not sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the people who are not giving information. Look at the people who are not trying to make themselves a resource.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the people who are not looking to help. And help comes in many forms. But just you got to look at that. Look at those things.
Yeah.
And then you make your determination, you make your decision. We're coming on here sharing our experiences, which may not be yours. You may never run across an issue that we had.
Mm-hmm.
You may never do it. But it just it's a challenge coming on here. It's a challenge coming on here every Monday and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It's a challenge because there's always going to be it's always going to be a challenge. It's always going to be a personality. Mm-hmm. It's always going to be something that you say that people don't agree with or don't like, or it's never going to be a smooth sailing. I had a gentleman when we jumped out of the military. I too started network marketing. We started network marketing, and the network marketing company taught us personal finances. Mm-hmm. The thing that a lot of people avoid, the conversation that people don't want to talk about. And they said, well, they never taught this stuff in school. It wasn't supposed to be taught in school. In school, you're supposed to be taught how to get a job. And if you're not a free thinker, if you're not somebody who's going to challenge the system, if you're not somebody who's going to ask questions, then what's going to happen is you're going to find yourself in that same turmoil. So some people went on to get their degrees and got great paying jobs, mm-hmm. and they're still not experiencing the financial success that they want to experience.
Right.
They're not experiencing the lifestyle that they want to experience. They're not building a legacy that their children or grandchildren are not going to have to start over. And then some people didn't go on to get their degrees and they built a business, or they're building a business and they're having issues and struggles, but they're seeing their way to the light. Mm-hmm. I think about how people who say that they believe in a higher power, and I'm just going to say they believe in God, and they go out and they say, well, you know what? I don't need all these things. I don't need all this money. I don't need all that. Why does Tyler Perry have to have a mansion so big, so many acres? Well, I'm still looking for the scripture that says that I should be mediocre.
Right.
I'm still
because
looking
he
for
says that we can.
I'm still looking for the scripture that says that my God shall supply all my needs according to my riches, not his. We can go back and forth and say things. We can go back, but it's here where we have beaten ourselves down or allowed ourselves to be beaten down, to be suppressed, to say we can only have
it's
this.
All I want. If I can just have just this.
So if my cup, I'm looking for the scripture that says that my cup ain't running over. I ain't seen that scripture. It says that it's running over, and I got a saucer. I'm gonna put that saucer up under that cup to catch the overflow. Yep. So we talk about things, and you got to think about it. I'm not here to change nobody's mind. I'm just here to give you something to think about. Yeah. When we say that's all we want, I'm gonna get yours. I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna get the people who don't want it, because I don't want people that are in my circle and in my gene pool, in my downline, my generation, to keep on starting over. When is enough enough? Ask Warren Buffett. When is enough enough? Ask Mark Cuban. When is enough enough? Ask Barry Allen. When is enough enough? It's enough when my people ain't got to keep on starting over. It's enough when my grandkids can grow up working in the same corporation that we left behind and own it. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? That's just me. So as far as everyone else, you got free will. You can think how you think. You can think how you want it. That's cool. But as far as us, that's how we are thinking. And it's awesome to have a partner that thinks on the same wavelength as you. It's awesome to have a partner that's saying, hey, we're going to build, we're going to build, we're going to build. When is enough enough? When we number one and ain't nobody a close second. That's when enough is enough. Call it greed if you want to, but I call it abundance. And when we position ourselves with this abundance, then guess what we can do? We can start giving stuff away.
How about that?
Close them out,
y'all. It is 10:10, right? So we want to thank y'all for joining us today. The topic of the day was, getting off to a good start is a brand new year, 2023. And we came on, we wanted to bring you guys some different things that will hinder you, in your business. So we went over that. We hope you all got some value out of what we talked about today. We are on here every Monday and every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking something about business, right? So make sure you guys, if you are on the Tickety Talk, you can go back to the YouTube. And there's a replay, so you can go and you can see this one. You can see the replay from last night.
Last night was pretty cool too.
Last night was pretty cool. So make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and then watch from last night as well. We are located at 224 O'Neill Court, Columbia, South Carolina. If you are in the area, make sure you come by and check us out. Our website is theblanksspot.com. That's with 2 S's. So make sure that you also check out our website. We ship all over the country. And we are done, y'all. So hope you all have a great Monday. We are ready to get this day started. We open at 1:00 today. So we got some admin stuff to get done, and we're going to be ready to go. Orders to pack.
Yeah. And thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for everybody who's shopping.
Because we got some people that shop this morning. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys.
Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. Like, share, tag, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. And we'll see y'all at the top. Because there's too many people still mentally struggling at the bottom. Peace.
Talk to y'all later.
Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.